Okay, as with any shadow, shadow should be a little bit more blurry. So if you look at your shadow, that you cast on a sunny day, it's not going to be as distinct as you have there. And as it gets farther away, it should dissipate. So, what you need to do is do a cast shadow. So what you're doing is you're just adding a shading there, and so you got to, first of all, the first thing you do is you just add a little blur to it, Gaussian blur, right? Okay. Then you add a little mask, and then you basically take your gradient tool, as it gets farther away, hides it, and so forth. Okay. Now, with that said, I think we need to do a couple things up here. I'm not a big fan of how you have Flippin' Food Fred, and especially with Freddy's here, it's just it's too, the balance of the composite's a little bit off. So my suggestion here is, because part of the building up here is cut off too, I think what we need to do is move this down. Okay, and this gives us plenty of space up here to work with. But then I'm thinking that what we're going to do, and you might have to make some other adjustments here, is basically work with your text going across this way. Now, I'd probably break up your text on different layers. So instead of one layer, it makes it harder to work with. So like Fred, I don't have this font, so it's going to substitute it. So what I would have done is maybe put Flippin' Food on the same layer, and then Fred on a different layer. Okay. Let me see here. I really don't have a font that's close to that style, so I'll just use this up here example. This is going to substitute, like I said, it's going to go to Arial, and but I'm going to delete that Fred down there. And what will happen here is then, first of all, I think the text, you want, as you're working with this outer glow, if you put it in the white background, you can see that that yellow on white doesn't really come out. Now you could try changing the blending mode to multiply, because multiply is going to make it darker. So that could be something you could do. You could also go in and change the color up a little bit, just add a little extra color. But the key is the blending mode, most likely. Okay. Now if I do this, I probably would say, hey, let's put food on the same layer. I have to resize this text, add a little extra space. Okay, and then with Fred, I could probably put it right down in here, kind of fit within, and within that. And you can have this actually a different font, and this is, this would actually work. You could have this as like an Arial, and then this as a different font with a different style, to make it stand out. So I think that'd be a better flow. Let me think here. Now if we go up, let me just try something real quick. I'm going to flip. That's not what I was expecting it was going to do. Oh, I see you have that little text there. But yeah, something like that.